Wow. You know, it's funny. For the past few months, strike that, for the past 15 months, I've been rather confused as a pro wrestling fan. And only a few things have kind of kept a bit of clearance to me. One of those this entire time has been Impact Wrestling. It truly was demonstrated this past year when three simple words, our world changes, redefined this company from what many have thought was an unrecoverable history of controversy. And now it's become truly an alternative and standout in today's wrestling industry with such a promising roster of talent. Once again, encouraging the idea that you come here, you find yourself, you define yourself, and you make this your own. This past year has demonstrated it. And now we literally lie just a little bit under 48 hours from their world changing again. And now, post a pandemic, still in the works, but with a better sense of normalcy, we, the pro wrestling fans, now get to be a part of it. And I felt this was the perfect opportunity to come back and do this. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night. Whenever you may watch this live or on demand, I am back. Even though I thought I was going to be gone until I moved, but this is just too big for me. I digress. My name is Noah Foster, and I am the Simple Man and a lifelong fan of ... wrestling. And I am here to simply give you my simple insights, preview, takes, and predictions towards Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary pay-per-view, where once again, their world changes. And you too, of course, can be part of the fun as I am going to host, again, a pay-per-view based predictions league strictly on Impact Wrestling. We're following it up again from Rebellion, and shout out to MadeW Friendly on Twitter that's already taken part in some of this. So if you haven't already, or if you've probably just fallen out of pro wrestling, especially Impact Wrestling, this has never been a better time to be a part of it. With that being said, I've rambled on enough. I've given my testimony as a fan. Let's go ahead and get this started. By the way, tremendous special by Impact Wrestling. Okay, so right now, we know officially there are 8 matches, and there is such a large sense of surprises and unpredictability once again with this year's Slammiversary. Where last year you had Deonna Purrazzo, the Good Brothers, Eric Young, Motor City Machine Guns, and so much more happened. But this time, the fans get to be a part of it, and I will actually be one of those fans live in attendance as literally I will be leaving for Nashville within the next 14 hours. Let's go ahead and talk about the show. The first match I want to discuss will be, I feel like, a very interesting match that has to open because it is the reason that no matter what, TNA, Impact, you name it, it is the standout for this company. And it is back in its highest form. Ultimate X match where we have 6 men contending for the X Division Championship. The current champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, defends the title against the notable Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, demonstrating why he has passion. The man who says he only needs one shot, the finesser himself, Chris Bay. Former champion, always about opportunity, Rahit Raju. And former X Division champion, all-time great, shout out to Team Canada, Petey Williams. One of these men will descend once again that incredible structure, go across the ropes, and grab once again that symbol that defines no limits, no possibilities cannot be taken without, actual restraining a risk. You know what I'm talking about. It's a division with absolutely no limits that will go from 0 to 900 in an instant. Ultimate X 6-way. So I have 2 potential thoughts for this match. When I think about this, I think about how driven Petey Williams is. I think about Chris Bay, who truly did not get treated right since losing the title to Rahit in that triple threat. Never got that true one-on-one I feel like he deserves. But Josh Alexander has, in my opinion, brought the X Division to a whole nother level, defending this title successfully even against ELP, in what I would believe is a Match of the Year candidate. With that being said, though, the inevitable himself, he's going to have everything going for him. He's got that trophy that he won, the Super X comeback at Genesis, and he's definitely going to have an enforcer, maybe 2, at least in Madman Fulton. Absolute anarchy and madness and crazy Dom West moments are sure to happen here. And Dom West, God bless you. Take care of your health. Get well soon. But I am going to say, I don't know how But I feel like Josh Alexander has to retain here and take the X Division title maybe somewhere else. Challenge all comers that believe in no limits somewhere else. And the funny thing is, when he was in an interview, he even said that, hey, who knows? There could be a surprise opponent. I've been saying it for the longest time, and he literally faced them every single NJPW strong. I want to see Rocky Romero mix it up in the X Division, and I would love to see him as a surprise candidate in this match. But with that being said, I'm going to keep it simple for you, as that is, of course, what my channel is all about, and say that I feel Josh Alexander will retain, but secondary, I'm going to go with the finesser himself, Chris Bay, because I might see this live officially happen on Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. But those are my thoughts. And again, I would love to get your picks, your predictions. So if you haven't already, come join my little predictions league. The link for the forum will be in the description down below. Let's have some fun and be a part of history. With that being said, let's go ahead and move into our next match here, which is definitely a grudge match that has taken a whole personal turn, where I'm sure pain will be ensued, as Moose looks to end Chris Sabin, who is out for redemption after Moose basically took out his friend and tag partner in James Storm. We saw on the go home how Moose made quick work of Hernandez and was fixing to send a message the same way he took out James Storm to Sabin, but Sabin with the save, Samson as Eagle, pulls off some dragon screws and tries to literally carry out on Moose a bit of karma. Will that be the case this Saturday, or will Moose once again show him what pain really feels like? That being said, this grudge match could go either way, and honestly, a surprise return by James Storm super kicking Moose in the face, I could actually see. So thinking about that sort of angle, I'm actually going to say that Chris Sabin somehow pulls out the win here. I feel like we're going to have a very unique finish to this match, and again, Moose, who just resigned with Impact Wrestling, he's going to show why he is a 5-tool star athlete, whatever they call that. And I feel this is going to be a very interesting grudge match. It's one of those that you think that they don't have the biggest build or hype, but it could surprise you. And again, Chris Sabin, a standout. So we'll have to wait and see. But Sabin is my pick for this one. Moving on from there, let's go into more title action on the knockout side, as the Knockouts Tag Team Championships will be defended, as Fire Flair will defend against who I believe Father James Mitchell just made as one. Oh boy. Havoc and Rosemary, as one who believes and follows, and here's the shadow. We believe that this is Decay's destiny. If Father James Mitchell truly made them one, then this match will be the one that Rosemary and Havoc bring the gold to Decay. Of course, Fire and Flavor recently just winning these now 2-time Knockouts champions, taking them off Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. I feel like here, though, with Havoc's redefined direction, since Nevaeh's no longer there and she's a single standout, I feel that this is Decay's time to slowly acquire all of Impact Wrestling. And I think it starts here with the Knockouts Gold. And if nothing else, I'm a huge fan of Rosemary. Truly, in my opinion, one of the most prolific knockouts in this division's history. So, I'm actually going with new tag champs. I believe Havoc and Rosemary will pull it off. And maybe Kara Hogan will avoid the Undead Realm. Only time will tell. Decay. That's all I got to say about that. With that being said, let's go ahead and move back into another grudge match here, as a guy redefined by his own individual, let's just say, description of the wrestling industry. Where there are no friends, you have to be out for yourself. As the newly reformed W. Morrissey takes on Eddie Edwards one-on-one. And of course, he's trying to teach Eddie there are no friends in wrestling, which is why he took him out before we could get a dream match. Dang it! With him and Kojima. Boy, was I looking forward to that. So that's really what this is about. So will Morrissey's proverb carry out here, and will he continue on his undefeated run of violence against Eddie Edwards, or who many call the heart of Impact Wrestling? Will Eddie Edwards overcome this giant force? We've already seen Eddie Edwards overcome Sami Callihan in a barbed wire massacre match, and I feel like Eddie Edwards is one of those you should never count out. So, with that being said, I honestly thought Rich Swann was going to surprise us at the last Impact special, and I was wrong. He got obliterated. But Eddie Edwards, he's a glutton for punishment. And I feel like here Morrissey is going to punish this man, and this feud's not going to end here. But I do see Eddie Edwards somehow pulling out the win. Maybe the ref gets knocked down, he uses Kenny. I see this continuing, but Eddie Edwards is out for revenge. also to teach Morrissey a fact. There are friends in wrestling, and my friend's support will guide me towards victory. So I'm actually going with Eddie Edwards for the win. But I'm actually looking forward more to this scratch match than the other one, if I'm honest with you. And again, W. Morrissey, kudos to you on your reform. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and move into more title-based action, shall we? As we have the Impact World Tag Team Championships being defended in a fatal four-way tag team match as the champions, Violent by Design. I have no idea which two. And the newly formed duo of Swan and Mac, best friends, now finally going after Tag Gold, along with TJP and Fallah Bob, who have formed a pretty long-term friendship. And, of course, you have former Impact Tag Team Champions. Where's Lord? The Good Brothers. And, of course, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Great IWGP US title match this past Wednesday. And also, good luck to the Good Brothers in Tag Team Turbulence. They're actually one of my top 2 teams to win the thing. Go watch in WWE Strong, folks. With that being said, this truly feels like this match was by design. Violent by design. But I look at this match and I really focus on 2 teams right now that really more so seem to be the story in this, and it almost feels like the other 2 are filler. No disrespect. I feel like it has to go either in Violent by Design or the Good Brothers' favor. The Good Brothers, of course, we haven't had the title since losing them to Finn Juice. By the way, I look forward to seeing Finn Juice back in New Japan Pro Wrestling and David Finlay on Resurgence. But looking at this match, though, I'm thinking about Violent by Design is truly the definition of a faction redefined. This is what Eric Young always wanted to do with his own group. And whether or not we have another person show up, maybe a female presence, this whole freeball with Violent by Design truly makes them unpredictable. They have been the most unstoppable and the most well-defined faction in Impact Wrestling in a long damn time. And honestly, I feel like this world truly does belong to us, aka them, as it doesn't belong to them. So with that being said, 1 year ago when Eric Young came back and literally was this close to winning the Impact World title but got eliminated, will fortune fall on his group to lose these titles in a multi-person match that's non-elimination? That's the thing. And the Good Brothers, of course, wants to bring the gold back to the Elite. I truly have been behind Violent by Design since its reformation. And after the tease of Joe Doring and Big LG, I just want that one-on-one. So with that being said, oh boy. I'm actually going to go with, there's just too many unpredictable forces here. I think Violent by Design, because again, if nothing else, they have the numbers game. You know all 4 members can be at ringside. I think Violent by Design are going to retain and continue owning this tag team division. And I don't think it's going to be the Good Brothers that eat the fall. Again, you got these unknown forces in Swan and Mac, who are great friends, never really been a tag team. And then you got Bond, TJP that have a few tag team victories, but can you call them really maybe a future tag team championship duo? Yeah, I don't think so. So that being said, I see this more being fought between Violent by Design and the Good Brothers, but I got Violent by Design still going on top. They might pin Bond. That's probably the most logical conclusion to this. But I am really looking forward to this match, especially Joe Doering. Or maybe Rhino doing a Gore. Gore! But I digress. So Violent by Design is my pick. All right. So that being said, let's go into a very interesting match that gives us our first sense of true surprise and unpredictability as we see who maybe joins or shows up in Impact Wrestling. As we now have Brian Myers teaming with Tennille Dashwood, taking on Always Ready Matt Cardona and a female partner of his choice. Now, Chelsea Green literally just tweeted out that she still is injured. So, folks, tease or not, like Scott DeMore can tease us all night on the Go Home Impact Wrestling, take it for as you will. I don't think it's Chelsea Green. But I do wonder if Chelsea Green's going to call maybe a certain slug or friend to maybe find in her place with her husband. That being said, Brian Myers and Neil Dashwood are trying to make this show professional and all about them, as Neil's always been out looking for a tag team partner. I'm sure Caleb with a K will not be that far from ringside either. And I'm sure Jake Sullivan won't be either. This match kind of intrigues me just because of the surprise factor, but I feel like here it has to go in favor of Matt Cardona, who wants to move on from his past. And for anybody that's been following wrestling for the longest time with our podcast, you know how niche Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, and Neil Dashwood are. That being said, I feel that this surprise has to surprise us and get the win logically. So I'm actually going to go with Matt Cardona and his partner for the win. Now, as far as who is it? Well, I mean, let's see. Who has history with Neil Dashwood? There are 2 certain individuals I could think of. Maybe one of those 2. That's going to be an iconic moment. There's also, of course, a certain AK that could bring an AK-47 to this match as well, being a former Knockouts champion. And then I think about who else Matt Cardona could possibly work with or run with. And that's the unpredictability factor. Because I think about who he really has connected with the wrestling industry. I can't think about that many names. And then Chelsea Green, Laura Van Ness, how many people does she know? Well, I'm sure there's a longer list than that. But regardless, you guys can go to your own interpretation of who you think it could be. But I feel that Matt Cardona will be ready, and so will his partner, and I believe that they will get the win. As simple as that, as you could say. Now, let's go into our top 2 matches of the night and the biggest focus of the World Champions Forever surprises and unpredictability. When you think about the absolute masterpiece of a legacy that this young, bright, promising technical star has produced as the leader of the Knockouts, she now faces the unknown, and we will see truly if she will continue to reign as the Virtuosa. Deonna Purrazzo will defend the Impact Knockouts Championship against... There are so many names flowing through my mind right now. As Gail Kim suddenly teased, you best be ready for the fight of your life. One-on-one that has yet to happen. I've been asked for the longest time. One of my all-time favorites, representing Ring Comp and CWC, or WXW, sorry, botch. It is Killer Kelly. But, again, their world changes forever. Are we finally going to see that crossover with the Knockouts division and another promotion? You think about Deonna Purrazzo and her technical aesthetic. Can she maybe, overcome the woman of 1,000 holds? Could this be Serena Deeb? You talk about legitimate fight. Could this be legit Layla Hirsch? You talk about that surprise factor. Could this be somebody from the Knockouts past? I know Taylor Wilde was teased the longest time and then nothing. There are so many names that are flowing through my mind right now. But if I want to see one match live this Saturday, based on what Gail Kim said too, I truly want it to be Killer Kelly. That's my personal opinion. But that being said, the Virtuosa has been virtually unstoppable, only having one blemish to her name in the form of Su Yung. Apparently, Susan Su Yung might be one thing. That's a very dangerous thing for Knockouts head, but I don't see that happening on Saturday. So, looking at this, I feel like here you truly make a change for what is one of the most prolific women's divisions in all of pro wrestling. I mean, these Knockouts stand out in and out of the ring across multiple segments. Impact Wrestling has done a tremendous job in growing and respecting women's wrestling, both tag and singles front. So with that being said, I am going to say that whoever this is, because again, it's the surprise factor, I think we're going to get a title change. I think that Deonna Purrazzo is finally going to meet somebody that will truly challenge her at her own game and take her to that next level to push herself forward. Again, she has beaten everybody. There's only so many times you can repeat the same matches. By the way, my favorite match of her reign, besides the Iron Man match with Jonah Grace, it's got to be against Rosemary. But I believe here that the Virtuosa will pass the torch onto a new leader. And I feel that the surprise factor will be her downfall. I think that Deonna Purrazzo is going to finally meet a match, and the wildest thing will be if she actually submitted. I don't think that'll be a submission. But I'm actually going to go with a new champion. And if it's Killer Kelly, that would be incredibly awesome. One of the most driven, violent, physical, and technical pro wrestlers in the world. Has encouraged so many others, including legit Layla Hirsch, one of my other favorites. So I am actually going to go with Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, finally find somebody to challenge her at her own game and overcome her. I'm going with the title change. Which leads us to our main event, where the idealisms of pro wrestling with 2 men will be challenged under no disqualification. Holy shit. As Kenny Omega, the belt collector and the current Impact World Champion, will defend that part of his collection with Don Callis in his corner against the Death Machine, the Draw, and the guy that truly believes he is professional wrestling, Sami Callihan. When you think about the type of matches you would ever wonder, what would it be like if blank versus blank? This is one of those matches I never thought I would see, but truly I'm glad I am seeing it. When I think about Kenny Omega and the matches he's had with some of the most violent and physical people, Jon Moxley, Tomohiro Ishii, just to name 2 off the top of my head, this match right here truly is going to test Omega on everything. But as we saw on the go home, it really pretty much said that Omega basically can match Sami Callihan and everything except for his lunacy. So will that one factor be the difference here and maybe bringing back the Impact World Heavyweight Championship to Impact Wrestling, where truly since Rebellion, Impact Wrestling felt like they had to step up because they truly were missing the greatest prize. And truly this is when the Forbidden Door is open. Now, regardless of result, I don't see this Forbidden Door closing. I only see it opening even more. And with the teasers from that trailer, will there be some other presence to challenge the bet collector if he is successful in retention? Because the one thing that we have yet to see truly show if Sami Callihan is beatable and vulnerable is the One-Wing Angel. And again, as they alluded to, that's the one thing Omega has that has put away everybody, no matter what they are or who they think they are in pro wrestling. But again, Sami believes he truly is the guy for this. His identity is he is pro wrestling. Sami Callihan, I believe, has more pressure on him in this match than Omega does. And this match I've gone back and forth with all night. But I think about the other potential candidates that could challenge the Impact Championship. And Kenny Omega has successfully defended this already against Moose. He hasn't faced Eddie Edwards, which could be a very interesting match I would want to see. He hasn't faced Chris Sabin, but we've seen teases of it. Heck, he hasn't even faced Chris Bay, and those are just three people I want to see Kenny Omega face one-on-one. But as this belt collector thing continues, and also, of course, this upcoming AAA championship match against Ray Phoenix, does the belt collector finally drop one of his prizes? Knowing the Elite, knowing the Good Brothers will be there, knowing that this is no DQ, and it might be Sami's world, but Don Callis, Kenny Omega, greatest chess players probably in the game. I feel like they're finally going to put checkmate on this crazy saga. But I don't know if it will be in victory. This match I am truly torn on because I do believe right now Sami Callihan is the hero Impact Wrestling needs and didn't know that they actually wanted. But with him again as champion, what could I expect from that? And would Kenny Omega come back and go after that? And how would that also play into the AEW story of Hangman and Omega, where if Omega faces failure now maybe Page can play that towards his favor. Something in me feels like that we're going to see an unpredictable ending of the likes we've never seen before in this championship match. Whether or not it's the Young Bucks finally coming back to Impact Wrestling, Generation Me, folks, or Sami Callihan finally has a friend that believes that he is doing this for Impact and actually comes out and helps him. Of course, the draw, he's a one-man army. He would truly take on the world himself, and he's not Jon Moxley. But something in me believes that right now, with Bound for Glory, of course, being around the corner, that Kenny Omega is going to, man, I really don't know. And there has to be a definitive ending here. There has to be a champion. When the world changes forever, those three words, they've got to bring some big moniker by the end of the night. Coin drop, tranquilo. There's just too many aspirations. There's just too many possibilities right now I see going on with Kenny Omega still being as Impact champion. So just because of that and the matches I still have yet to see in Impact Wrestling, I am going to somehow say that Omega retains and leave it at that. May the world burn, but the world changes forever this Saturday. And with that being said, that's my brief in-look, pre-takes, simple takes, and predictions ahead of Slammiversary this Saturday. I could not be more excited as a pro wrestling fan, 15 months just living through a pandemic, finally vaccinated, to finally go see and enjoy pro wrestling live and interface with that environment, that crowd atmosphere, that passion, that energy that I get all the time just from home, but with actual people. And shout out, of course, to the great people I've come to know on Twitter that I will see live in Nashville. So with that being said, what are your thoughts, predictions, aspirations? Who shows up and surprises us? And how does Impact Wrestling, once again, how does their world change this upcoming year? We're just going to have to wait and see, but I would love to hear your thoughts and predictions in the comments down below or find me on Twitter. With that being said, if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. So follow me at Foster1916 on Twitter, and I definitely will try and do more YouTube content. I promise you on this YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/no all things wrestling. Shout out to my W family on Twitter as well. I will be, again, leaving for Nashville, so I will definitely see you Impact Wrestling fans at Skyway Studios, and I will be back with a simple take and review of Impact Wrestling Slammiversary once it concludes too. I will also be going to an Impact Wrestling taping on Sunday to see the fallout of Slammiversary as well. So much to look forward to ahead in this incredible company where greats like Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Christian Cage, Kurt Angle, Chris Sabin, Sanjay Dutt, Kazarian, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, you name it. They've made their way through this company. brought the moments, brought the excitement, redefined themselves in professional wrestling. And there's no doubt this current roster is going to do the same. And who knows who could show up. Please, Casey Lee. But I'm just saying. With that being said, that's really all I got to say. So I'm just going to close with this. There are no winners. There are no losers. There are no bears. They're just fans with no opinions for this passion we all share. So no matter what you watch or where you stand, folks, support one another, respect each other, and just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. It's as simple as that. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit the bell notifications on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, help me keep growing this channel. And shout out to all 205 of you that's been with me on this fun YouTuber greatest journey. I am back, and it's not let up anytime soon. If you haven't already, go check out the description. Follow TNAIW, talking nonsense about Impact Wrestling on YouTube and on Twitter. I'll be checking out with the crew of that as well at Slammiversary, as I'll be meeting them too. Stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for a ton of pictures on my Instagram beyond just a simple hello at the outside of my front door. And again, come join the league. Come join the fun. Come and check out and enjoy Impact Wrestling. I truly feel like you will find something that will stand out to you and won't be disappointed. Just like what AEW has done for the past 2 years, but I digress. Thank you for tuning in, folks. I am going to bed. Nashville awaits me literally within, well, a little under 15 hours. So I'll see you all in Nashville. And have a good night.